I've arrived and we'll be going live in 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3. Except for one thing. I don't know which camera I'm on. Okay, so. Alright, so I've been preparing. I think I've got everything up and running. I put the labels back on the cameras. I did not check. Oh, I got my wrong glasses on. So if anyone's in here, I don't see you. I will. And did I get my glass of water? Did I fill up my glass of water? Water, water, water. There it is. I have, yes, with ice cubes. Oh my, my. All right, so at 10 o'clock, we'll be running the show. What time is it? According to my Mac, it's 9:58. Let me check. I've got my lights on. The Christmas tree is on. Let's put this over here. The little tree is going round and round over here. You guys can't see it because that isn't the camera. And this is the ZFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Did we have Kentucky Fried Chicken for dinner? No, we did not. Okay, so I think we're close to ready to go in live. Where is my go live button? Actually, you know what? My go live button is still set up from last week to go for Facebook. So I think everything is being tested out. I could see the mic going. I don't know why I wore a dark shirt tonight. What is going on? Oh, did I turn the microphone on? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. So I think we're ready. I think this mic works also. Let's double check. Well, hello, Friday. Well, hello, Friday. I got a thumbs up and we just switched over to 10 p.m. How you doing, Friday? What camera am I on Friday? It's the new Canon R6 in the Christmas room. And here we are on YouTube. Here we are on Facebook. And I think we're running 4K on YouTube, yeah. But on Facebook, it's limited, baby. They don't give you the full power, baby. When will Facebook put their big boy pants on? Okay, so here we go. I got the air conditioner on. It's 10 o'clock. I could start the show. Welcome. It's Friday night. What is today's date? Friday, September 23rd. Jeez. Wasn't Christmas just a few weeks ago? And now we're on September 20th. The next thing you're going to tell me is that Christmas is here again. Oh my God. Christmas. So what's in the news is that, well, the stations down here in the Miami area, they're playing the fact that there's these models. They call them spaghetti models, okay? Spaghetti models is where they've got like all these things of where a hurricane can go, and it looks like a bunch of spaghetti up on the screen. And one of them goes right up through Cuba and over right turn and comes right over my house. But then there's others that go around up through Tampa. There's another one that goes around underneath Florida, probably through the Keys. So what you do if you're seasoned and you've been through many hurricanes is you start to prepare because you don't know what is happening. A hurricane can choose to do anything it wants at any time that it wants. It's driven by the airstreams. So that's the steering mechanism of a hurricane, is how the airstreams that are coming, dipping down from Canada, coming across the United States, how low they dip. So the lower those cool airstreams dip, the more it's going to push the hurricane down and out to sea. the less those cool streams dip, okay, the higher the hurricane can rise up in the Gulf of Mexico. So the higher that it rises up in the Gulf of Mexico, it means it's probably going to miss the southern tip. We live on the tip. You know what the tip is? You guys, you know what the tip? We live on the tip. So if it gets pushed down, it could go even underneath Miami. If it allows it to rise up just a little bit, it'll come right through and cut right through Miami. And if it rises a lot, meaning the pressure that's steering it, if it stays up higher on the map, okay, then it is going to allow the hurricane to go up into the Gulf. And it might get pushed over into the sea by the way of Tampa, and then go across in through Orlando, which means it'll be heading towards Charles. But by the time it gets across the state, it's usually seriously weakened. So because we don't know what it's going to do, I don't know. I have no clue what it's going to do. You got to prepare, okay? And so that's what I started. We're in a lackadaisical preparing. Oh, we got some people in here. And let's see, we got some comments. Sammy is saying hello, Peter. And Charles is here. How you doing? Oh, hurricane news. Yes, I've been keeping my eye. I've been keeping my eye on it, and so should you. He's got his RV hurricane ready, strapped down. You know, I often thought about it, Charles. Why don't they make, well, I think they do, a strap that could go up and over, and you put 3 of them, and you tie it down. Okay, so you put like a stake, like a tent, throw the strap over, go around the other side, and then put another stake in the ground, and then it's got a little crank where you tighten it up. I got a couple of those out in the back of my house where I've got like a tool shed, and it's right up against the concrete wall, and I have a bed that comes out. Not a bed, a belt that comes out. It's screwed into the wall. I bring it around the cabinet, I bring it back, and I hook it on. And then I crank it so it pulls that cabinet towards the wall. So I'm not saying that the right wind isn't going to blow it to smithereens. I mean, winds are dangerous, okay? Nice cold water. It just tastes, I was 163 pounds this morning. Can you believe I've made it from 202 down to 163? And that was before I went to the bathroom. I should weigh myself after I go to the bathroom. It'll be in my favor. So Sammy says that I'm live. I'm live. And he says we can hear you. I can be heard, finally. At my age, I could be heard. That's a good feeling. So here's Chris. I got your message, Chris. He wants more. Chris wants more live streams. Hi from Prince Edward Islands in Canada. Hurricane bearing down on us right now, getting stronger by the hour, by raging by morning. Well, it's like, hold on. You know, you guys, Chris, you got wooden houses there. Right or wrong? Wood frame, I should say. Okay. Here we have concrete block houses. So you got Fiona. So if you're looking at a map, the hurricanes go like this, and they're steered, meaning it turns, okay, by cool air that's coming down. So if the cool air comes down from Canada, it pushes the hurricane that way. And then if the cool air dissipates, the hurricane will go that way out to the Atlantic and then start to go up. And that's how a hurricane would hit up in Canada, or whatever is even up higher. So if the hurricane comes down and it keeps going west and it goes under Cuba and then it decides to start going up, it goes through Cuba, these cool air streams that come down from Canada, if they stay high, then it could rise up. That's how hurricanes have hit into New Orleans. But if those cool air streams come down more and more, okay, less and less, I mean, I already did the more and more, that means the hurricane is not in a rush to turn. So it could go up the whole west coast of Florida and cause havoc in Tampa and out there. So that's why you got to keep your eyes open, because you don't know where that good old gal can go, and you just got to be prepared. And you also got to keep the cord out of your feet. So let's see, do I have a yellow? Yep, my mic is tipping the yellow. The camera's on. I could see me on my monitor. I look good. Okay, so, I wanted to say, Chris, how you doing, buddy? I haven't talked to you in a while. I miss talking to you. I pray for every one of you guys, but especially you, Chris, every day. And we had a nice conversation quite a while ago now. We should have another one. So I'm so glad you're here, but you do get prayed for. Eddie, what did you do to yourself? You look doggone tired. So he's saying, be safe. Whatever you do, save all the cameras. Yes, they should be safe. So I listened to Ryan Hall Y'all. He's a YouTube channel. So Sammy is saying yes, 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 and he's laughing, and he's saying this is amazing. You know, Sammy, I haven't seen you in a while. I miss talking to you. I miss seeing you. I pray for you. And how's the family? How's your brother? How's your mother? How's your father? How's your sister? How's your uncle? How's your aunt? He doesn't have all of those, but it sounds good. This reminds me of a lounge singer. Oh, Sammy, I hope I'm better than a lounge singer. That's the lounges where the people get drunk and you just go like, feelings, and you cry in your drink, oh, feelings. So as long as you're liking it, that's good. Good. Matt, how you doing, Matt? Thank you for being here. I love you, buddy. I'm grateful that you're here saying hi to me. I like it when you guys are not just lurking. Don't be a lurker. Say hello to me. I could say hello back, like to Matt. How you doing, Matt? Good to see you. And Sammy says a new album. Hopefully new Peter album for Christmas. I don't have anything in the plans, Sammy. I'm thinking of a few different things, but nothing is very solidified yet. In a couple of weeks is my birthday, and I'll be 69 years old, and then a year from now I'll be 70. Sammy, can you hear me, Sammy? Wait, where's my cane? No, I'm a young 69. And I'm losing weight and getting better looking all the time. At least that's my opinion. Peter got a new camera. That is wonderful. That's Sammy, Bo Sammy. I bought extra donuts and coffee for my hurricane party. Can I come? Nobody will ever know that I ate a donut if I come to your party. Charles says it's a category 4 now. Now category 4. So what will happen, Charles? It'll go across Cuba. It'll get broken up. And then it'll hit the warm water of the Gulf of Mexico waters that go right over between Cuba and Keys. And that's where it'll build up its strength. But the steering still happens by the folks up in Canada that huff and puff and blow their cool air down. And Norm, my buddy Norm is here. I am so happy when I see Norm. Merry Christmas, Peter. Good evening, Greggies around the world. We are back in the silent... Oh, don't tell me you can't hear me. No, we're back in the silent film era. Am I the only one who cannot hear the live stream? Yes. No one has said they can't hear me. And my meters are running. See, I could look on my monitor when it's over there, and that's when I'm looking over to that side, and I could see when I'm silent and when I talk, and I have it just barely tipping the yellow. So that means I'm just about at the right volumes. And I got the lapel mic on. So let's make sure I have, yeah, I do have the lapel mic on. So Sammy says, Mr. Camera Junkie isn't going to be in the bad weather. Well, if he's back home, yeah. He's just up the road from me. Hey, Louis, how you doing? but he's on a trip, and I don't know when he's coming back. So it is remain to be seen. Not sure what news you're hearing, but the path of the hurricane is almost over Nova Scotia. Here in PEI, we are about to get it big time overnight, and then it continues north. Maybe your info is different. Well, Chris, the hurricane that I'm talking about is not that one. That one already passed us, and it went up into the Atlantic Ocean, and it went up, actually it would be like this, and it's up into your neck of the woods. That one I believe is called Fiona, okay, but I'm not sure. But whatever it is, that's the one that's already passed all of the United States, and it's up there. There's a new one brewing right now, okay, and I don't even know its name. Well, wait a minute. I did hear. I think it's Ian. Okay, so it's a different storm completely. And it is under Cuba, heading under Cuba. Then it's going to turn and cut through the western side of Cuba, where Havana is on the western side of Cuba. And it's going to cross there. And Cuba's got a lot of mountainous area. So that'll cause it to slow down. So yeah. You're talking about one storm, I'm talking about a different storm. The one that's up there is not a threat to South Florida. From, Florida, West Palm Beach, the Keys, and then over on the west side, Naples, Tampa, St. Pete. Okay, so that one is not a threat, but the new one is a threat. And it's basically because we don't know where it's going, and we only know where it's been. So Charles says, the best part about my RV is when everybody's electricity is off, mine is on. Charles is solar powered. That's awesome. When I get my Tesla, I'm still believing. I've been praying, God, I'm asking you for a brand spanking new 2022 Tesla Model Y. And I can't decide. I know I want the inside to be white. I can't decide if I want the outside to be white to match the inside, or silver because that looks cool, or red because I think that looks good, or blue. I don't think I want the black, and I don't want, there's another color in there. So if you want to see what the car would look like, you can go to tesla.com, and then there's a thing that says menu, or it's got a hamburger, those 3 lines, and pick the Model Y. And then slide down. Well, I would pick the one that, not the performance. I don't need to go zoom, zoom, zoom. It goes 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. I'm not looking to dirty my underwear, okay? But just the regular long range one, which is the lower end model, actually goes 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. At my age, go back a few years, Corvette was boasting that they did 5.3 seconds, 0 to 60. So 4.7 seconds, we're not talking chopped liver there, okay? We're talking a very quick car, okay? So I want the Model Y because it's like a little hatchback that opens. So when I go to Publix and I buy my groceries, or I go to the pool store and I get the chlorine, the back opens up like a hatch. And it's a little, it's an SUV-ish, but it's not tall, super tall, but it is taller, which is nice, and it's electric. So here's Jim Monday. Guess, you guys guess. Who did I have a really nice conversation on the telephone today? Hello? Who is this? Jim? Jim who? It's Jim Monday. So I did talk to Jim on the phone today. What a pleasant guy. A beautiful, giving heart. Very sweet. And we had a really nice, long conversation about all kinds of stuff. He wanted to know how come I'm losing weight, or it evolved into that. So I explained to him I didn't start out to start losing weight. I started out because I'm getting older. I'm going to be 69 in a week or two, in second week of October 13. So the doctor has been threatening me. I'm going to put you on pills. And I said, no, you're not. So I have a saying. Charles, close your ears for 1 second. I have a saying, if you want to die, do exactly what your doctor tells you to do, okay? So the doctors look very heavily at the cholesterol numbers, which wind up meaning little to nothing. However, there is parts of the cholesterol that mean a lot, an awful lot, okay? So there's, in the cholesterol group, okay, there's a good cholesterol and a bad cholesterol, all right? And the bad cholesterol isn't really a bad cholesterol. It's just the level of it. So it's called LDL, and then the other one is called HDL. And then the third part is called triglycerides. So what they're teaching in the group that I'm listening to is your HDL to triglycerides ratio needs to be at a certain number in order to tell you of a pending heart disease or stroke. And that LDL is not the important number. But most doctors are trained from yesteryear, and they've got the different set of training. So the problem is those doctors don't go to school in the 60s and don't grow current and stay current. Now there's, like I was talking, Jim Monday said he was talking to a nurse, and I think she's related to him. So he was talking to her about my kind of diet. High fat, okay, but good kind of fat. You're not going to eat the bad fat, all right? So when I say high fat, I don't mean to gobble down a couple of gallons of vegetable oil or canola oil. That's the bad fat. Soybean oil, any seed oil, a seed oil. If the oil comes from a seed, it's bad, okay? So you're down to just very few good oils that actually help, and help reduce the plaque in your arteries and help get your HDL up. And it needs to be, you know, it should be fighting with the LDL in its numbers. Well, the last blood test that I got, my LDL was way up here, and my HDL was way down here, and my triglycerides were way up here. Completely out of balance. You know, now I'm due to go get a blood test, so I've been 5 months on, basically you cut out sugars, the impact of sugars. So instead of going and eating 7 donuts and some Tillamook ice cream, if you haven't tried Tillamook ice cream, just ask Jim Monday. He listened to me, and he bought some, and he'll tell you, good stuff. He told me that on the phone. So I'm actually doing this diet because of health reasons. And the bonus, the big payoff, the wonderful lottery ticket is I've been losing weight. So I went from 203 to 193 to 183 to 173, and I was 163 this morning. It'll fluctuate up and down of a 5-pound ratio depending on how much water I drink and if I went and did poopies or not. That's all weight that comes in and weight that goes out. Okay, so it was excellent talking to you today, Jim. I love you. I love each and every one of you. Charles is saying hi to Jim. And Chris says, we have concrete block houses too. Good. Those will stand up much better than the wood frame houses. You see in New Orleans that the hurricane just made mincemeat out of them. Charles says, I'm like Kermit the Crab. My house comes with me wherever I go. So you're technically a couch potato now too. I see you streaming from inside at your kitchen table inside of your RV. You know, I think there's a lot to be said about that. Imagine how much money we would save if we lived in RVs. So Charles takes his house wherever he goes. Norm said, I can see clearly now, the rain has gone, except I can hear clearly now, my ears are clear. So I can hear you. It was my iPhone mute switch. There's a little switch on the side of the iPhone. I call it the Randy switch, okay? When you flip it, this is the iPhone 10. When you flip it, it turns red. And that means ain't nothing happening, okay? And then you flip it and it's black. And Randy left it there for like a week. And I was trying to call him and I got worried. I'm going like, how come I can't get through to Randy? What is happening? So Sammy says, yes, we need to talk too. We need to talk soon. Charles is telling Norm, user error, which is unusual for Norm. But hey, it happens to me. And you guys are better at this stuff than me, so, you know, it can happen to anyone. That's right. Jim is preparing for a big presentation for his work for tomorrow morning. He told me that. So I prayed about that for him. You guys pray over him for that to go well, because it could affect the moolah. And we all want each other to do very good. So we talked for over an hour, didn't we, Jim? I think we did. Peter Gregg talks a lot. In case you haven't noticed, the guy talks a lot. I don't know what his problem is, but he just talks. Oh, I put the labels back on. Okay. So Chris, when I say Chris, I'm talking about One Mash Life. His name is Chris. And back in the day, it would be neat to see you with the Hero 11 Black and the Osmo Action 3. I think you might be impressed or a little surprised. I've been thinking about those. You know why? The car people that do the car reviews, Chris? Oh, so Chris is One Mash Life. So, and you guys are going like, who is this Chris fella he keeps talking about? One Mash Life. He's on the screen right now. Okay. So, Charles, can you do me a favor and confirm that I'm up on Facebook, because I didn't change any of the settings, so I think I'm doing a dual multicast or whatever they call that. So I'd like to know, and I know you do that. I know that Charles Richard does a multicast, one on at the same time. That means the same thing happening at the same time in two different places. So I hope I'm not late. Well, Lewis, depends on what you talk. If you were going to class and class started at 10 and you came in at 10:25, would you classify that as late? Then you're late. But if you're coming to visit Peter, you can come anytime you want. Yes, you can. So Lewis is here and he's saying hi, Peter and friends. Sammy says, you're better than the lounge singers, but the style was the lounge singer type. So I'm using the Christmas mic, which was actually donated to the Christmas room by one of you guys that come in on a normal basis. And I can sing in the mic like a lounge singer sings in his mic. Or I can sing on the big stage of life. I can sing and everybody can hear. I'm making words to another song. I better switch from that other song. YouTube keeps an eye on me. Oh, I had something to tell you. Did you notice on my big channel, it's been flirting with the 139,100 for like 3 weeks? So like not one person in the last 3 weeks has joined on the big channel, just called Peter Gregg. Not one single person. That's what YouTube is trying to tell me. And they say that YouTube is not rigged. I'm sorry. YouTube has got rigs on top of rigs. So Lewis is congratulating Sammy. Charles, why are you being negative on me? Are you just having fun? Don't be doing that. People were very badly harmed in Hurricane Andrew. So let's pray as Christians that the hurricane goes out to sea and whatever land it actually hits, it's inconsequential. I'd rather see that happen than have another Hurricane Andrew. That would be terrible. I studied Hurricane Andrew very strongly, and I have a method in my own mind on if I were ever going to build a house from the ground up, how I would build it to be hurricane proof or hurricane resistant. Basically all poured concrete, okay, with high impact windows, and the impact windows would have shutters on top of it, or they make a steel screen, and it kind of acts like a trampoline. So you could have a tree going right at your steel screen, and it's mounted on your house with tension, so it boing bounces off. And I like those because you are not in the dark. You can see out the steel screen. I was going to tell you the name of them, but I can't remember it. Okay, so Chris is asking, Peter, may I ask what version of iPhone or Galaxy you use? On the iPhone, I have iPhone 10, and that's the version, right? It's the model number. And I do have a Galaxy S7 Edge. And the reason I got that is because I have a landline from a company called Vonage. And they have creeped up to where it's like $52 a month. And I started like at $19.99. So I'm not looking for my phone bills to get higher. So there's a company called Mint, M-I-N-T. Like take a mint, your breath stinks. Take a Mint Mobile. And if you pay for the whole year up front, it's $15 a month. So I went hunting through my drawers, okay, and I found this in one of the drawers because I stopped using this when I switched over to the Mac or iPhone, whatever this is called. So I paid for the year, and it was $180. They sent me a SIM card, and I'm paid up for a year. So I canceled Vonage, and I went over to Mint Mobile. And I get 5G, I get unlimited phone calls, unlimited text, all includes Canada, includes Mexico, and certain select countries. I don't know which ones. I don't talk to many people outside this country. So I went from $50 a month, which would be $600 a year, to $180 a year. So have you ever heard of a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Or what's the guy's name? Rogan? One of the premises that they do is everyone's always trying to make more money. And something that they believe that we should be looking into is the money that we have coming in and how we can keep more of that. So instead of paying $50 a month to Vonage, I get the same service, and it's on a mobile, which means I can come here in the Christmas room. I can go out. It's an old cell phone, okay? So I can actually go in the car and take it with me. And instead of $50 a month, I'm paying $15 a month. And there is a gotcha, and the gotcha is you got to pay the whole year up front. Otherwise, it's like $25, $29 a month, which is still cheaper than the $50. And you have to bring your own phone, which is why I went and dug up the Galaxy 7. What is this called? Galaxy 7 Edge. Great phone. I enjoyed it. But I upgraded to the Apple ecosystem. So now I no longer have a $50 a month bill for Vonage. Now I have nothing every month, and I get to use the phone. If you're heavy on your phone, they limit you to 1 gigabyte of 5G, and then they lower you down to 4G. And then if you want more, you could buy more let's say you were going to go on a trip and it was important for you to have 5G wherever you were going, you could buy it for a month or two. It's all favorable. Very, very, very little negative. And then it actually costs less also. So that answers Chris. Sammy says he got a new webcam. It's the Insta360 webcam. It looks good for a webcam. It looks amazing in low light, which is important, which is why I bought the R7 and returned it, and I intended to buy another R7 because I had this feeling there was something wrong with that R7 that I bought. So I didn't want to screw around with service and all that kind of stuff. And so I sent it back, and I intended to buy another R7, figuring my chances were much better that the camera would be fine. So in the meantime, I got an R6 as a loaner. Hello, this is a loaner. And it's a loaner from B&H, which means I'll put a link down below. When you use that link, by the way, B&H knows that you came from me. And it gives me a pat on the back. And it also gives me a couple of bucks. But it's not the couple of bucks that makes the big difference. It's the pat on the back because they rate how you doing, all right? So if nobody clicks on my links, why would they send me a $2,500 camera? So if you're even going to look at anything on B&H, I'm asking, just our little family here, go to any of my videos and click on the B&H link. You don't have to buy anything. And then for 24 hours, whatever you look at, they credit me that Peter Gregg sent you. And then when they look at the end of the month, how many people did my channel refer to them, they'll go, well, he's good. We want to keep him. I want to be kept. I have a flow of cameras and lenses and stuff that I can test out. Okay, so I've had this relationship for years and years, but that doesn't mean I can get lazy. That means that I like to do a good showing. That's why I'm asking you for that. Even if you're not going to buy anything, if you're just going to do research, click on my link, and that'll take you to B&H. Let's say you click on the link for this camera, but you're not looking for this camera. You might want to look for a microphone or a filter or something like that. Well, click on the link to the camera, and once you're there, then go wherever you want. Now, keep in mind, we're a family, so this doesn't only happen for me. It happens for any one of us that has a B&H affiliate link. So I will go through and I'll find like Aaron Short. He's got an affiliate link and he's one of our guys. Tom Buck has an affiliate link. I'll click on that. So it shows the activity, and this is how we help each other. We don't shy away, we jump in to help. Okay, so it's not the commission. The commission, for me anyway, is maybe $80 or $90 a month. So I might be able to eat out, once, twice a week. But it also shows them that there's activity coming from me. So that's my long-winded way of asking you, please use my links. And because I do use the links of the other guys that have links. And I rotate, so this way I play fair. So where did I leave off? Sammy was telling us about his camera. Lewis said, I tried vlogging again today for the first time in a long time. It felt like I never left. Maybe it's time to get back on the wagon. I don't know, Lewis. I think you ought to stay off the wagon another 2-3 years. You should really, really rest up before you go back on YouTube. I mean, it's like, I don't think you've had enough rest, Lewis. I think you ought to just relax. Maybe in 2025, what are we, in 2022? Then you could think about getting back on and doing your vlogging. Are you kidding me? Get your ASS off the couch and get out there and vlog. Okay, I'm making a video right now for my big channel because I've got a lot of friends that are carpet cleaners, okay? Charles, my mouth is very dry lately. Why? It's almost like it becomes hard to swallow, and I want to drink some water. I'm not going to the doctor. There's a doctor in the house right here. So tell me why my throat is getting dry. So, one of the carpet cleaners that would be like a bigger carpet cleaner, probably one of the best carpet cleaners in the entire United States, top of the heap. I befriended the guy, okay, and so he's got every camera that he's purchased. He actually has bought it on my recommendation, which is a heavy burden, to be honest with you. The man's going to spend money on my say-so. So the problem that he's having right now is he's running an Olympus OM1 Mark II with the newest firmware. So the problem that he's having now is low light is giving him bad results, and he often cleans in office buildings in the evening when they're closed, or in restaurants when they're closed. So he said, what is that R6 you've been playing with that you like so much? Should I get one? And I'm thinking like, oh my God, the R6 is like $2,500. You really want to go from an Olympus Micro Four Thirds to the R6? And I started thinking, and I'm going like, well, if he wants to do a lot better in low light, full frame is the way to go. All right. So I suggested that, you know, the Sonys, but he said he went to Best Buy, didn't like the Sony. But he liked the Canon that he played with over at Best Buy. So I'm going to make a video. We have a TV room in the house, and that carpet is really, really filthy. It became a catch-all for everything in our house. So we finally started to clean up that room, and it's pretty empty, and the carpet looks like crap. So I'm an amateur. I'm not a professional carpet cleaner, but I'm going to try to show and actually record me doing the regular process that the carpet cleaners go through, which is hand holding the camera and vacuuming. Now, I don't know if I'm going to hand hold the camera in my left hand. I would have to get a stick on here, okay, and vacuum, because my right hand is my dominant hand. So I have the 10 to 18 millimeter crop sensor lens on the R6 right now. So I'm sure I just heard a gasp right across the entire room. Like, why would you do that when you have a 16 millimeter 2.8? All right. So there's a reason why I have this lens on here. Number one, if you have, I found on the R6 and on the Canon R7, if you have a lens on there that actually has built-in image stabilization, when you couple that with the camera's image stabilization, you're entering into the territory of the Panasonic and the Olympus stabilization, meaning darn good, where the stabilization for, let's say, the Sonys basically suck. It's like a sprinkling of stabilization, okay? And yes, I have the A7C here, all right? So I'm very well of their stabilization. I'm aware that Catalyst knocks it out of the park. It makes it as good as, if not better, than the Olympus and the Panasonics, except it takes 3 times the time to actually stabilize. So it basically kills it, all right? So I have the 10 millimeter, which is automatically going to take the R6 and move it down to what? It's going to take the R6 and move it down to crop mode, which means it's going to become 16 millimeter, which is identical to a 16 millimeter RF lens. So if you're wondering, Peter, why are you holding up the RF lens? It's because the RF lens is tiny. Look at this thing. It's small. It's a baby. It's light. Makes this camera feel much lighter. Well, the 10 to 18 is light also. It's a cheap, crappy built lens, but it works. Okay. It's got image stabilization built in. It's going to put the camera into crop mode, And because this is a, what is this, f4.5 to 5.6, I am severely handicapping the amount of light that can go into the R6. So while I'm vacuuming with my right hand or using the carpet, the little, you know, amateur carpet cleaner machine that I have, I'm going to be doing this. So I'm going to be adding the capacity of better image stabilization, and I'm going to be handicapping the camera to show you that the full size sensor here is going to give you way better low light performance, way better low light performance. It's the reason I bought this camera, is because of the low light performance. All right, so I'm purposely handicapping it by 4.5. Who in their right mind would use that inside? But you know what? I can use this 10 to 18 in the crop mode on this camera, which is a full frame camera, and I let it freely go to 25,600 ISO. And you know what? There's almost no penalty. Not there isn't any penalty, but there's almost no penalty. Oh, I can see Tom Buck is in. Hi, Tom. I'm not ignoring. I've just got to talking. So I want to show this camera with everything stacked against it, and show that this is still a good choice for those that have specific reasons to spend $2,500. Okay. So I'm going to put that on the big channel. So I'm going to do carpet cleaning on my camera channel, showing how I would use the camera to record, because I've got a lot of carpet cleaners that are trying to use YouTube. It establishes them as an expert, number one, in their market, and it also exposes them to their market to bring business in. So little by little, more of them are starting to use cheap cameras. Because if you're a carpet cleaner, you've just spent, you know, $10, $15, $30, $40,000 on your equipment. You know, technically you could use your iPhone, okay? So you can use your iPhone as a camera, except there's no shutter control here on the iPhone. There's no f-stop control. There's no white balance control. You can't pick 4K or 1080 on your iPhone, on your cell phone. But yes, you can. I could turn this into a full-fledged camera, video camera, by adding an app. It's called what's it called? Pro Movie. Okay, it's like a little red box. I don't think I'm telling you the right name for this thing. Yeah, it's called Pro Movie. So it's the icon is a red box. So when you go look in the store where you buy your apps, it's a red box with white fat letters, and it says PM, like Prime Minister. All right, and then right next to the P, they got a very small little RO. So they're making it Pro Movie. So what that does is when I open this app, I wish I was able to do like Tom Buck, where he can actually show you. So what camera am I on? I don't know how close I can get on this, guys. Okay. Oh, so it switches. All right, it'll come back in 8 seconds. Okay, and I'll be able to show you. So Pro Movie, when I open that up, all right, it's going to give me total control, as if this was, let's get my face out of the picture. Okay, so I can control 4K, I can control f-stops, I can control shutters, I can control the white balance, I could set a custom white balance, or I could choose Kelvin temperature. It's like I have a camera built into this. So instead of buying a camera for a lot of these carpet makers where the price might scare the heck out of them, okay, they can get Pro Movie and add that. I don't remember, honestly, I'm thinking, I don't remember what it costs, okay? So Pro Movie actually adds all the settings that you have control over on your camera. Now you have all those settings available to you, including focus, exposure compensation. You can lock the focus into something far or something close, and then if you want to do like I do and you point in front of it and you've told it to focus on that, okay, in the movie it's not going to focus on my hand flying in front of the lens. All right, it's a very powerful software. So that's going to be the first step I'm going to show these guys that are carpet cleaners that are trying to do better with their videoing, is you can use your cell phone. You just need more control over it. So that app called Pro Movie is actually going to give you the control if you went out and you bought this camera. All right, now the size of the sensor in this compared to the size of the sensor in the iPhone is a little bit different, okay? So what my buddy is having problems with is low light and white balance. And so he showed me some of the videos, and he's right. He needs a little better camera than the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II. However, I don't want to scare people away. So Louis, if you're vlogging, and if you've got an iPhone, you could put Pro Movie into your cell phone, and you have all the controls that you're used to having, including automatic, okay, right built into your cell phone. So now you've got other things you have to contend with. But if you've got decent light, that iPhone becomes controllable. Like if you're shooting 30p, your shutter speed to look the best should be 1/60th of a second, or a multiple of that. All right, so you can do that with the Pro Movie app. So I'm sorry I got off track and right at my favorite Tom Buck in the whole wide world. Hi Tom, good to see you. I love you, buddy. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Thank you for loving me back all these busy years now I've known you. I very much appreciate you. So thank you. So I see 5 thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, guys, okay? It's a nice thing to do. Just give me a thumbs up. And I also see 1 heart. Should I guess that the heart came from Facebook? I don't know. I don't exactly know how Facebook works. All right, so that's Tom Buck. Hello, not only to Tom, but his better, prettier half, which is Heather. Love you too, Heather. Love you, Tom. No, Louis. Oh, Sammy's talking to Louis. And I'm going to let you guys talk. There are 3 hurricanes being tracked by NOAA. Okay, so I didn't even know there was a 3rd one. Thank you. So Chris says, oh, fair enough. You were right. We are getting Fiona. Oh, that is the name. I knew I heard that name someplace. All right, so the one I can't confirm that the next one that we might be threatened with is Ian, but I think it's Ian. Okay. So Scotty is here. How you doing, Scotty? Love you. Better late than never. Have 2 dozen keto-friendly Krispy Kreme. Keto-friendly? Peter likes donuts. I was talking to Jim. Speaking of Jim, he's right here. Hi, Jim. And on the phone, we were talking about the keto diet. And he didn't mention much about wanting to lose weight, but he is up in his 60s, and he is thinking about his health. So I'm at the end of my 60s, so you know that health is something that rises up. So if you're like a 20 or 25-year-old, health is not at the top of your list at the moment, okay? You're out there and you're eating up a storm. So, and enjoying the heck out of it. You'll pay later, okay, because what we're all being trained to do is to love the sugar. I didn't say I changed my love for sugar, okay? So anyway, Jim says my sister just moved to Sarasota, so she should be keeping an eye on that hurricane. If she's not aware, let her know, okay? But I was going to say something. I forgot what it was, Jim. We were talking something. Oh, the keto diet. I'm 163. That's not new news. From 202, so I'm almost like 40 pounds. If I exhale and I poop and I pee, I might go to 162, okay? So that'll make it 40 pounds, all right? So the problem with this stupid diet that I'm on is people all over the internet have all these recipes, and I try them over and over and over, and they're crappy crap go round. It's like crap on a popsicle stick, and they're going like, ooh, here's how to make keto ice cream. Ooh, here's how to make keto pudding, chocolate pudding. Ooh, here's how to make keto pancakes. So I've made keto pancakes, I've made keto chocolate pudding, and I've made keto ice cream, and they taste like SHIT. There's a hair underneath my glasses, and it's annoying me. All right. However, I don't give up. Just like we all don't give up when it comes to cameras. When we run up against the wall, we stop and we start hammering until we have our breakthrough, until we figure out a workaround. So those are 3 areas that I'm very proud of myself. I am so happy. I am so excited. I actually have a chocolate pudding that you could sell in a store. That's how good it is. And it's keto. It's very low carb. And it's amazing. And yes, I've tried 15 different recipes, and they all taste This one, oh, after I finish eating a little jar, I'm going to start using the bigger jars because Peter wants more. So it's good. So I have a victory with the chocolate pudding. I also have a victory with the ice cream. I'm making ice cream now that is freaking awesome. Totally, magnificently awesome. Keto ice cream. Yes, I'm going to record these all, Charles. I'm sure Charles is going to say, you know, to record them. And I'm going to put them up on my other YouTube channel, Peter's Kitchen. So I have a second victory with the ice cream. And the third one, you're not going to believe it. I have a victory with the pancakes. So the pancakes that all these people are telling you to make that are keto, they taste like a very flat egg omelet. I don't want an egg omelet. When I want a pancake, I want a pancake. Okay? I want a pancake like you get at IHOP. I want it to be thick. I want to put maple syrup on it, which they make imitation. That's not a problem. They're all over the place. But the pancakes with all these recipes taste like crap. And if I could say a stronger word, I would, but it's not my style, okay? It'll slip every once in a while. But, no, not that side. The other side. No, it is that side. Crap, right? That comes from the butt. All right, so I have the third victory. Pancakes. And then now I got pancakes, chocolate pudding, and ice cream. I have treats again. And my scrambled eggs in the morning, I can have a pancake to substitute for the egg. I can make bacon and sausage, scrambled eggs, and a pancake. I'm on keto. The proof is in the pudding, guys. I'm losing weight. I'm wearing a shirt that used to not fit me. I would be embarrassed because I looked like I had man boobs. Woo, look at me, baby. Okay, now this needs to go. Hello? Why is that disappearing? I don't like this. I'm not getting surgery, okay? So I've got more energy. The cloud is lifted off of my brain. I didn't even know I had a brain fog. My afternoon energy where, I got to take a nap. No, that's gone. Okay, and my blood sugar is down. It used to be up like 220, 230. Those of you that prick yourself in your finger, you know what I'm talking about. My fingers look like it just came out of the pool, Charles. Does that mean I'm dehydrated? Is that why my throat's getting dry? I'm not drinking enough water. Actually, I don't drink much water. Bad Peter. So my blood sugar is down. So what sugar does, you guys, like Lewis says, I love my sugar, Louis Lazuka. Okay, so what makes the sugar controllable mostly is your liver. So now I'm not a doctor. I've been learning this stuff, and you can too. So when you eat like pancakes with strawberries on top and then you pour the maple syrup, your liver goes, okay, we got to balance all this sugar, all these carbs, so it puts out insulin, okay, and your body starts to balance out with all this sugar hit, all right? So it's like I spoke with Jim Mundy today, and I said, you know the story where the boy that cried wolf, okay? So the liver keeps putting out this insulin, and eventually the cells just start to ignore your liver. And that's called insulin resistance. Now you got troubles because it starts to affect the other organs. It starts to affect your arteries, the plaque that builds up in your arteries. It starts to store it in the bloodstream. They can build like a dam, like a beaver, okay? And if the plaque gets in the wrong place, it could all kinds of bad stuff. So the insulin resistance. So that is measured a number of ways, and one of them is from a blood test. The other way is you stick your finger and the meter tells you your number. So my numbers were always on the meter that you stick and draw the blood out of your finger, always over the 200s, 220, 230, 250, 200. Now it's 95, 98. In the morning, for some stupid reason, it's higher. It's like 125, 130 in the morning, and by the time afternoon comes, or mid-morning, it's back down to 94, 98. So I looked that up. It's called the dawn effect. You know how the sun, the dawn, it rises? Your body does something like that. I'm not quite sure how that works. But, and I always go for my blood test early in the morning. So the next blood test, I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. to fool the doctor. All right. So thank you for whoever gave me a heart on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, give me a heart or a thumbs up or whatever they do. Chris says, please don't send us any more hurricanes. Okay, I'll stop. Eddie is saying, recently upgraded my ADD to the R7. Such a big upgrade for me. I'm a hybrid shooter. Best part for me is the IBIS dual, the card slots, 4K 60, and no overheating yet. So, Eddie, lo and behold, I have an R7 sitting here. It's not mine. It's a loaner, and I'm going to have to ship it back. There's a nice story behind this camera. Okay. So the only reason I actually sent it back is because I was suspicious something was going on. So I sent it back, and in the meantime, I had already asked for the R6. So this went back, and this came in. Boop. So I liked this so much better for the low light work that I wound up buying it, and that's the one you guys are looking at right now. The one that's up there that says R6, I own that one. That'd be mine, baby. Okay. But the R7 is probably the buy of the year, especially if you're into Canon. So when they say that the R7 has got the 90D and the 80D sensor, no. Those people are just, YouTube fodder, okay? It's basically YouTube crap talk. It's the 90D sensor. They updated it a little bit. No, it's a new sensor, okay? I've been around the block a few times, so when I see the pictures that are coming out of the R7, it's better than the 90D. And no offense, it's better than the 80D. So I would be very, very happy with the R7. Extremely happy. I'd be happier with the R7, all right? Because there's some drawbacks to the R6. Stupidly, Canon will not allow me to save any of my settings. So if I set this camera up the way I like it for video mode, and I try to assign the settings for the Christmas room here to the C1, it gives me 3 of them, C1, C2, and C3. But that's only for pictures. Hello? I like to save the setting for the Christmas room to C3 or something, so that I know when I come back here and I put the camera up on the tripod, it's actually going to be set properly, because I could screw up and forget to change it. This camera does it. The R7, when I say this camera, the R7 allows me to save C1, C2, C3 for pictures. And then it allows me to set C1, C2, C3 completely independently for video. The $2,500 camera doesn't do that. Hello, Canon. They're not going to fix it. They don't care, okay? They see the name Peter Gregg and they run the other way. No 4K for you, and no 4K for you, they remember, okay? So Canon don't like me all that much. So the R7 is more advanced than the R6. Plus it has dual card slots. It has no recording limit for video. The R6 has a recording limit. It doesn't bother me, but other people it could bother. All right, so if you want to set it on the tripod and let it run for an hour, it's going to stop in 30 minutes, 29 minutes and 99 seconds or whatever, 59 seconds. This guy will run until the battery dies, until you fill up your card, okay? And that's one thing it will not do from what I understand. I haven't tested it. It will not switch from card 1 to card 2 automatically and keep going. It's going to stop. You have to press the record button. It'll recognize that card 1 is filled up, and it'll continue recording on card slot 2. All right. The image stabilization in here, top of the line. And when you combine it with, like, I got a 35 millimeter RF lens on here. I highly recommend that. Randy's got that too, okay? So it's an excellent combination, and it's low light because it's a 1.8, and the image stabilization is fantabulous because the 35 millimeter lens RF has image stabilization built in, and the camera has image stabilization built in, and when they join together, you're rock solid. It's awesome. So the R7 is a good buy. In Peter Gregg's Christmas room, you don't have to have a loser in order to have a winner, okay? So because I sent the R7 back and bought the R6, that does not make the R7 a loser. Somebody doesn't have to lose here in this room for someone else to win, all right? We can all be winners. All right, we're getting behind on the show. At 11, I'm supposed to go off. So let's start going through Subculture. Hey, Subby, how you doing? Hi, Peter. I love your camera reviews, cooking videos, and live streams. I think you should invest in a noise gate. I don't know how. Honestly, I don't know how to invest in a noise gate. So I can make it better. Watch. If I turn off the air conditioner, it's now silent in here, all right? And so now you don't hear, because this mic is an omnidirectional mic, the one that's on my chest. I don't even know if you could see it or not, okay? So it picks up the air conditioner, which is like 10, 12 feet away. So I have a choice of either looking good, or sounding good, or having the air conditioner on. So I choose looking good and having the air conditioner on. Okay, now I can't turn it back on, all right, right away. I have to wait 2 minutes. I don't want to damage the compressor. So you can enjoy the silence right now, because if I close my ears, let me tell you what I can hear. You're going to laugh. You know what I can hear? I can hear this Christmas tree, the motor, whatever is driving it. When you see the little green tree in the corner of the screen when we get to the R6 or whatever camera, okay, there's a motor that's driving that. I can hear that. That's how quiet this room is. So any other noise that you'd be hearing, Sub, is inside of the audio chain. So, but that's a good point. And you got a few minutes of silence there. Enjoy it. My friend has a Tesla Model 3 that does 0 to 60 in 3.5. We can even sleep in it. Yeah, the Model 3 performance, bam, zoom to the moon. Back to Sub, okay? if I go over to this mic, it's got reverb on, but if I turn the reverb off, this mic is a dynamic mic where this mic here is not. So the mic on my chest, which is a lav mic, will actually pick up noise all around the room, where if I actually put the air conditioner back on now, through this mic you would not hear it. It's a dynamic style mic, which suppresses, like if I go like this, it changes. You hear me seriously less. So with a dynamic mic, it's like for a singer or for someone that's speaking. So I could stay on this mic and turn my AC back on, but because I'm a Greek guy, I could speak Greek. Because I'm a Greek guy, there's a lot of this that goes on, and a lot of that, and a lot of like, I don't know. Okay, so this frees my hands, this one that's over here, all right? But it brings the noise in from around the room. So let's go down. Lewis is asking Eddie questions. R7 and R10 are excellent. Lewis is talking to Eddie, and Lewis is talking to you, Lewis Lazuka. And Sammy's talking to Lewis. Charles, you're being sweet now. All right. I like it though. I'm not complaining. Hello. Peter, my prediction for you is that you're going to live longer than the Queen. God rest her soul. Friday night live stream is your medicine. You know, you said a mouthful there. I wanted to quit because we're not growing. How many subscribers we got? But you know what? The people that are in here, I am loving you guys. I look forward to getting together. We don't argue. Very, very rarely do I get, like, you know, a kick between the eyes or between my legs. It's like, it's family, all of us. We all know we have idiosyncrasies, like I talk too much. Charles always wants to diagnose me. I mean, everybody's got an idiosyncrasy. But we love each other. We're friendly towards each other. And that's the reason that the Christmas room actually exists. So when I present my videos up on the bigger channel, the Christmas room already says the wonder of Christmas is here. Now let's look at cameras, okay? So let's keep it rolling. Jim Mundy says he enjoyed our conversation. I know I talked too much, so I actually apologize for that. But we had a nice conversation. Lewis says, I can't believe... Oh, he's still talking to Sammy. Charles is saying, yes, you are on Facebook as well. And then he proves it. See the little blue F on the little avatar where Charles's face is? See his face? Look on the left side of your screen. See the little blue F? Okay. And then if I switch it to the comment that he made right before, you see the little red F? Okay. I'm sorry, the little red dot in there. The red one shows that he's commenting to me from YouTube. And when the blue thing is on there, Charles is showing me that he's commenting to me from Facebook. So we got two groups going on. Lewis says, Peter, I'm sorry I can't give up bread and pasta. Those are my favorite foods. Well, here's my thing to you, Lewis. You don't have to. However, when you get to my age, you might have to. The doctor might tell you, you can't eat this and you can't eat that, or you're going to die. Okay? So guess what? At that point, your body will have had years and years and years of being hammered, and your insulin is up and down, your pancreas is fluctuating, and whatever else goes on the inside, you'd have to ask Charles because he's a real doctor. Okay? Sugar feeds the bad stuff. It's the food for cancer. Sugar feeds cancer. Cancer eats and survives on sugar. Okay? So that domino effect goes on to other diseases. So many years ago, they started using the ketogenic, low carb, low sugar method of eating for people with epilepsy. Lo and behold, the nervous system that was triggering epileptic seizures when you no longer had sugar in your system, or very little, the epileptic seizures way down, okay? So that was, I believe, started in the 60s. So it's been around for a long time. So I just did see a video. You got, you know, it got my attention. It said I started the carnivore, low sugar, keto diet, and I had a stroke. Well, you could bet your bippy I wanted to see what the hell that was about. Okay, so it was a doctor reporting on it, and the doctor said, you don't have a stroke based on 4 or 5 months. This guy was on keto for 5 months. You have a stroke because of years and years of eating a certain way. So like Lewis, who said, I can't give up my pasta, I can't give up my sugar, I can't give up my bread. So by the time Louis Lazuka, he's in his 30s, by the time he's in his 60s, guess what? That's where the damage has been done. So now I'm a little scared, I don't know if that's the right word, where I've had years of eating egg clairs, ice cream. I mean, Carvel and Dairy Queen were my favorite stops, all right? It's just like donuts, some Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme, and pancakes from the IHOP, and banana splits, and chocolate cake. And then I live in a Latin community. Do they have Latin desserts down here or what? Yes, they do. Lots of them. And I'm Greek. Do the Greeks have baklava, galatopuriko, all this amazing stuff? They take figs, you know, figs that they grow on the trees, and they take the fig and they put a lot of figs in a bowl. Then I watched my mother do this, okay? Then they take white sugar and they pour it over the bowl, all the figs to cover the figs. Then my mother put a towel on it and she let it sit like that for 2 days. And then when she uncovered it, the white sugar turned into a syrup that was like, if you put your finger in there, it would go like that. And you would take the figs, and she'd take the figs and put them in a jar and then pour all the syrup over the jar. And then when we had company, they make these cute little plates just for Greek people, okay? They're small, little, tiny plates, and they make cute little forks. They look like lobster forks and stuff, like miniature forks. And you take one fig and you put on the little baby plate, and then you take this baby fork and you put the fork on the plate, and it loses the translation. You serve that to your company. You're giving them a sweet, and it's called gliko, okay, and Greek. And it's a delicacy. I used to pop 3 or 4 of those frickin' figs in my mouth when nobody was looking. I mean, talk about something that's better than sex, and there's almost nothing better than sex, okay? Those things were like, oh my God, you made climax faces the entire time you were eating that fig. It's a fig and sugar. That's it. Yes, I ate quite a bit of those, okay? So now I'm eating no sugar because I've been eating the standard American diet for all these years, okay? And it is just basically poisonous. You look at the animals. Animals, except for our pets, don't eat out of cans. They kill their meat fresh, okay? And they don't kill if they're not going to eat the meat. And what they eat has already been eating the grass, the deers and all that. They munch on the grass. The lions and tigers and bears, oh my, they're getting their vegetables because they're eating the meat, and that meat ate the vegetables. So Anyway. So Scotty is playing on the I'm sorry I'm late, and he's saying I am sorry I came in late, and as long as my girlfriend isn't late, I'm good. Scotty, Sunday is 2 days away. You're going to have to go to confession, buddy. All right, so let's see. Jim says, I got several B&H gift cards today for my birthday. I'll be sure to use a Peter Gregg link. Thank you, Jim. I'm glad you understand. It almost sounds like I'm begging for money. I'm not. I'm begging for attention. Okay? I want B&H to see I'm generating traffic for them. Lewis says, love you, Peter. You're right. I might need to retire from blogging. Lewis, I was joking with you. I want you in vlogging. I want to see that happy face on my screen. Peter, what do you recommend for low light? You know, I'll tell you something, okay? I'm going to say that it doesn't matter what I recommend. It's basically, what camera do you like? Can you tell me a bad camera? It's hard. Okay, so forget the camera, roll the dice and buy the camera. So right now you're having your fun, okay, and your fun is picking out a camera, all right? So I'm looking, yes, I see that we have somebody that came in and has crashed our little party. I banned them, so you don't have to worry about it. They're gone. And it's just part of YouTube life. These things are automated. They're trying to attract traffic to their website. And they use us to do it. Us meaning all of you guys that have YouTubes. So just ban them. Don't just delete them. If you get something you don't like, ban it. That's the only power YouTube gives you. Otherwise, YouTube is slapping the crap out of you all the time. All right? So you ban it, and it's one and done. That, whatever they used to make that comment, is gone. So, happy birthday, Jim. When is your birthday, Jim? I want to sing happy birthday to you. I didn't sing tonight. So I'm on the dynamic mic now, and I'm going to go into my hall. Now I'm in the Christmas hall. Happy birthday to Jim. Happy birthday to Jim. Happy birthday, dear Jim. Happy birthday to you. There we are, Jim. Happy birthday. How old are you now? How old are you now? How old are you, Jim Monday? How old are you, Jim? I like singing to you, Jim. I like singing to you, Jim. I like singing birthday songs to anyone. Happy birthday to Jim. There we go. So, there you go. There you go. Happy birthday, Jim. This makes me happy. My birthday was in August, but I still haven't gotten to sing it yet. He's doing about his cake. And we're prioritizing Grandma. She's in the hospital, so keep Grandma Josefina in prayer. Charles says, can one of the moderators take care of the adult chat 69? But those people, there's people here that might need them, Charles. They might not have any other outlet. So I banned them. So those things should be gone now. So, but you could tell it's pretty easy going, and it's not anything to get excited about. So, Lewis, yep, they've been banned, guys. They've been banned. I love sugar, but I'm sweet enough, Peter. Yeah, you are a sweetheart. You are a sweetheart, Lewis. Just look at you. You're something else. Yeah. Well, here's the problem, Lewis. You tried the keto bars, and they probably taste like crap. Who is eager to have crap? Seriously, okay? So that's why I have 3 victories with the those 3 things that I make. It's hard to eat healthy as a type 2 diabetic. All there is to eat everywhere. Wait a minute. All there is to eat where I live are things I'm not allowed to eat. And that makes sense, if that makes sense. Well, I started on it for health, subby, my little subby. Thank you for being here. I'm teasing you, buddy. But there's victories. I've learned how to make the best damn steak ever, okay? I can't wait to eat one of my steaks. I make amazingly wonderful chicken. What I miss is rice, baked potatoes, spaghetti with lots of butter. Oh, God. All right, so I know what you're saying. Subby, go and look up Dr. Ken Berry. Just do a search, and when you find him, give him a window of opportunity. Give him a chance. Watch 3-4 of his videos. Even his wife, Nisha, is a nurse, a registered nurse, and she's on the same thing. So it gives a lot of the foundation that I stand on. I don't agree with some of his premises and foundations for some stuff, but if I had, like I told Jim today, if I had a choice between a nice Christian doctor that had just came out of school 2 weeks ago, or a Jewish doctor that doesn't believe in my Christian way at all, but he's been a doctor for 40 years, which one would I choose to do surgery on me? If the answer isn't plain as day, you got a problem. You picked a guy with the experience. That's what you got the doctor doing. They're doctoring you with their years of experience. You're not going to the doctor because he's a Christian. I'd like to find a Christian doctor if I could, but that's not at the top of my list. I want a good, solid doctor. So that is what I do. So Charles is saying Hurricane Fiona will hit Canada as a Category 4. Is that a true statement, Charles, or is that a prediction? I don't know. So, yeah, Lewis, you're going to eat correctly or you're going to die a very happy man because you're going to eat whatever the heck you want and then you die. I've had 3 or 4 people tell me that. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go out enjoying every single thing I eat. And you know what? There's some sense to that. So, why are you attacking me, Peter? I love you, buddy. I'm not attacking you. I'm being sarcastic to try to shake you into doing something. You know, you got the camera. Get that Pro Movie app, you know. So that's what we got. And oh God, I haven't heard from you, Mark, in so long. I love you, buddy. Thank you for being here. You're awesome. It's going great. You see my new camera? I bought it used. It was $21.39, and I picked it up. It was a 9+ condition at B&H. So here's Charles. Okay, dry lips have several symptoms. The lack of iron, which I don't know if I'm taking iron. Vitamin B, which I'm taking a pretty potent vitamin B supplement. More common is an unbalanced autoimmune system or thyroid disorder. Because of your diet, my gut feeling is an unbalanced autoimmune disorder. All right, so I guess when I go to the doctor for my next blood test, I'm going to tell him, okay? And see what type of medicines he tries to put me on, which I don't want to take. What do you recommend for me, Peter? For a camera, if you want something soon and your money is tight, the R10. If you could save up a little bit, the R7 for sure. For dieting, I would concentrate on segments. Try to lower your sugar intake daily. Start counting the carbs and see what you do. Are you eating 100 carbs or are you eating 500 carbs? And start to lower that. You're going to have to do that eventually, or just, get sick and suffer through that. And Subby says, the way of the windmill technique. I don't know what the windmill technique is. Is it a good thing? Tell me, Sub, is it a good thing? Had a wonderful time today, Peter. Dang, Peter, I know how to eat good. Let's see, Governor Ron DeSantis, that's our governor. How come that's not working? Let's fix that up real quick. So Governor Ron DeSantis. Hey, Ronnie, how you doing? Just declared state of emergency for Palm Beach because of the hurricane. Just Palm Beach? How about Miami and Fort Lauderdale? So we've got Sub. I took care of it. You don't see it anymore, correct? When I ban them, they're gone. So I did just ban them. So does it... Okay, I'm asking a question. I'm rambling. When I ban something, like I just banned that chat, whatever it was, all right, does it disappear from your list? Or does it still stay on that list? That's something I don't know what happens. All right, so whoever's actually paying attention, let me turn the air conditioner back on. So you're going to get a little background noise now. So when I banned this chat person and I hit the ban button, okay, do they disappear or are they still there? Because I don't know what happens. I really don't know. Actually, now when I hit ban, let me see if anybody's answering me. Okay. So now that I hit the ban button, I don't see them being listed as banned. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over to Google, and the only reason I'm doing this is because I actually don't want that YouTube channel to come back again. So I'm going to go to my YouTube channel. Okay, I'm going to go to my live stream performance, and I'm going to click on live, and I should see myself listed there. Okay, so there it is. So I'm going to click on it. So what I want to see is if I have control over banning those people, which means I can actually answer my own question. Okay, so actually I don't see them there. So when I ban them, oh, Tom Buck took care of it. Thanks, Tom. And I guess they're banned, so it was hidden. But I really want to ban them. Okay, so thank you, Tom, for taking care of that. So maybe while they're hidden. All right, so I'm going to keep that window open and come back to it tomorrow. Because when I come back to it tomorrow, I know for a fact that I can actually step in and ban them. So, Jim is saying best birthday song. Subby says my birthday was also in August. I turned 31 this year. I wish I knew your name, honestly. Happy birthday to Subby. Happy birthday to my favorite Subby. Happy birthday to Subcultured. Happy birthday, 31-year-old young man. How old are you now? 31. How old will you be next year? 32. How old were you yesterday? Subcultured, happy birthday to you. There we go, guys. And we got Jeff in here, a Magic Moment Photography from Brisbane, Australia. And Scotty says, my daughter is a PA and says poor health doesn't always bring rapid death. Yeah, I don't want a slow death. Talking with your arms and hands, I call it the way. Oh, is that what that's from? Thank you, Sub. I didn't understand that. Okay, so it says message deleted. Okay, good. So it's gone. It's gone. So I don't recommend putting you on medication. I agree with you. And now we have reached the end. I'm so grateful for every one of you guys. We are now going to end the show, and we are going to see each other, God willing, and the bridge isn't up, next Friday. All right, God bless you guys. I pray for each and every one of you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.